Gunshots erupt as police officers collapse to the ground. A South Florida filmmaker used a local gas station as the scene of a brand new documentary. The real-life events in this eye-catching reenactment behind me are more than 3 decades old. NBC6 reporter Stephen Schuler joins us now live with the story from Coral Springs. Stephen.
Many people actually called 911 as they drove by. This scene looking and sounding so real. These are a couple of the blanks used to recreate that shootout, a story the local filmmakers say is so important to share with the world.
Hey, what are you doing?
Tommy! 1, 2.
It started with gunshots, then police officers hitting the ground and a suspect on the loose. The real-life story of a police officer's murder in the South Bronx playing out in front of TV cameras in Coral Springs.
Action!
I was a cop in the South Bronx with Tommy the night this happened, and it's something that you just never get over. You know, that will stay with me for the rest of my life.
Joe Johnson remembers the tragic night well, Valentine's Day of 1984. His colleague, New York City police officer Thomas Ruotolo, shot dead outside a gas station. 2 other officers seriously injured by gunfire.
Without warning or any justification of whatsoever, the killer turned, pulled a gun and shot him, killed him, hit him right between the eyes.
Drop that gun!
Johnson is now paying tribute to Ruotolo and hundreds of other officers who lost their lives in the line of duty with a dramatic TV pilot titled Every 58 Hours.
Fact is, there's a law enforcement officer that dies every 58 hours, and that's an alarming statistic that most people don't even realize.
What are you doing?
Tommy, gun!
Local radio personality Rich Stevens is narrating the documentary. He says it's an honor to highlight the sacrifices of the law enforcement community, especially in light of the recent assassinations of 2 officers in New York City.
And now that the 2 officers who unfortunately were shot in a very similar way just a couple of weeks ago, that brought everything back to the forefront even more so.
Johnson plans to present his pilot at film festivals and shop it around to networks in hopes of producing a series honoring other fallen heroes. He says Ruotolo was a newlywed, set to adopt a son, and 1 week from a promotion that would take him off the streets. His life cut short, but his legacy everlasting.
He'll never get to dance at his son's wedding, and his wife, she grows old alone. Because his life was snuffed out in this way, we have no idea what he could have accomplished.
Johnson tells us he picked this gas station because the brick facade resembles a building in the Northeast. Ruotolo's killer was captured hours after the crime, and he remains behind bars on serving a 40-year sentence. Live in Coral Springs, Stephen Schuler, NBC6.